everyone, today I'm doing an episode 81 review. Episode 81, Game of Masks. I really enjoyed this episode. I think that it was probably my favorite, and it did clear up a lot of the questions we had about Harumi. So anyway, let's get right into it. So we have our third flashback for the season, which is surprisingly actually a Harumi flashback, and it did reveal what did happen to Harumi's parents. They got killed by the Great Devourer attacks in episode 13. Once again, this does bring up some timeline confusion about Harumi's aging, because we assume that all of the events of Ninjago take place within a few years, and Harumi aged from, let's say she's 10, even less in this image, to a late teenager. That kind of brings up some timeline confusions, but Ninjago's always really had a messed up confusion. So anyway, yeah, the flashback was really emotional. It was really sad. And Harumi is really cute, and I'm not sure how many of you know this, but her artwork that was shown floating at the end, that was actually real art submitted by people during a contest, but yes. So Harumi and Lloyd begin to venture into the Oni Temple, and there are some jumps that they have to make, and they quickly discover what's happening. I like that the Oni Temple, it's kind of shaped like a mouth with the spikes that close in to form the exit. And Harumi literally sabotages Lloyd, and I do find it, like, Lloyd's kind of stupid not to realize what's happening, but then again, remember, he is head over heels in love with Harumi. Meanwhile, the rowdy gang of Sons of Garmadon members are off in the bounty. They've captured the bounty, and they have Wu also, just as they did before. So anyway, I don't really feel like there's much to discuss here. The main part of the episode was really on Lloyd and Harumi, I feel, so I will be talking more about them. So then Lloyd and Harumi run up kind of a collapsing staircase where they come into the heart of the temple. One thing I noticed is this temple really doesn't have kind of a structure. It's just kind of in there, I guess. It may have a structure, but we really didn't see much of it. They just entered the mouth of it, and then they emerged in the room with the Mask of Hatred. Anyway, as some of you may know, some of you may not know, the Oni Temple is supposed to be the equivalent to the Temple of Light, with its placing within Ninjago correlates to the Temple of Light's placing within the Dark Island as part of the Yin Yang. It's the black part and the white half of the Yin Yang. Anyway, I found these cave drawings to be very similar to the ones at the Temple of Light, and it tells the story of the Oni, kind of, and they did go looking for the first ninjutsu master, and we kind of even get to see what the Oni look like too. They're kind of like beast-like creatures, I guess you could say. Anyway, we're definitely going to be learning more about the Oni in the next season, so I hope this drawing does correlate to that. So they soon discover that the entire place is really fragile, and it could collapse, and since, yes, it's inside a waterfall surrounded by water, any wrong move could make the entire place flood, and of course later in the episode it does flood and the place pretty much gets destroyed, thanks to Harumi. But anyway, so they do make it to the Mask of Hatred. Lloyd is pretty smart. He goes through the right exit, and they come into this room. So Harumi is immediately suspicious when she tries to get the mask herself, because as far as we had known before, or as far as Lloyd had known before, Harumi was only there because she was forced to be there. She was only there because she had been stranded in the jungle with him. So anyway, yes, it was mighty suspicious when she tried to grab the mask, and then Lloyd, he only realized things at the last, when he had already done what she wanted him to do. And he pretty much grabs the mask, and then that's when things start to go downhill. He starts to learn what's really happening here, actually. But it's quite a shame, because he only learns this at the wrong moment, right? So, yeah. That brings us to the next part. So Harumi really needs the mask, right? Well, Lloyd has finally realized everything, and he's finally learned everything. He even learns that Wu is the baby, also. And it turns out Harumi is a really good fighter. And they do battle a little bit. No one is really successful in getting the Mask of Hatred, I guess you could say. And yes, it's also another share of emotion. and where Harumi reveals all of her motives. Really, she wants Garmadon to pay. She wants Lloyd to pay too, because apparently the ninja couldn't stop the Devourer in time. I guess with that logic, she should want Pythor to be dead, because Pythor was technically the one who released the Devourer, but Harumi's crazy, okay? So, anyway, some emotions are shown, fights are shown, and that brings us to the next part of this fight. So anyway, the next part of this fight is where Harumi does put on the Mask of Hatred. Lloyd tries to throw it into the pit, but Harumi dives after it, which really shows how desperate she is. And she actually succeeds barely, though. And at that point, she realizes she's pretty much in danger, so she puts on the mask. And from here, Harumi really gets crazy. She's in a huge fit of rage, and her deep voice doesn't exactly help to emit that. And she's really angry. It's not really a fight, more than an exchange of words, where Harumi's in a fit of rage and Lloyd is still questioning her. Then anyway, Harumi realizes she doesn't want to end this here, so she pretty much runs away. The only thing I'm complaining about is that Lloyd really didn't have enough emotion in his voice. The voice acting could have used a little more emotion into it, it just sounded a little monotone. But anyway, yes, Harumi goes all crazy and pretty much destroys the foundations of the temple, leaving Lloyd flooding inside. It did puzzle me why Lloyd didn't run out, chasing after Harumi. Maybe he realized things late again, but anyway, let's go to the next part. So meanwhile, the ninja have been captured. Kilo is trying to break into the temple, kind of make an exit for Harumi, I guess. I didn't really catch what he was trying to do. Anyway, he calls Ultraviolet over. We don't exactly know why, but Chopper Maroon is left to look over the ninja. And I like that Baby Boo's given some role. I know you can't give a baby a huge role, but I like that he's not just there for Cole to take care of. Once again, Cole does sing the song. We've had a couple episodes break from that song, and I gotta say I'm really bored with that song, but that's okay. It's funny. But anyway, Baby Woo, his obsession for tea, that's still showing even in this photo right now. He drinks the tea too, but anyway, he does deliver the keys back, and the ninja are able to get free. So the ninja go to confront the Sons of Garmadon generals. Everyone is there, including Harumi, who pretty much just escaped the temple, and it's a pretty fair fight. Both sides are scared of the other, kind of. Even though the Sons of Garmadon do outnumber them, we even see Kilo surrender, put his hands up. Then Lloyd pretty much falls out of the waterfall, and it is pretty unrealistic that he landed right into Jay's hands. He probably could have landed in the water or something. And yes, he was thrown out of the waterfall by the current. But anyway, the next part is amazing. So we've seen the crab since the Quiet One trailer dropped, and the crab from episode 80, it does reappear. This fight was really amazing. I know I keep saying this in every video, but probably one of the best fights in the seasons. Why? Because it kind of had the Sons of Garmadon and the ninja working together in some sort of way. We do see that clip where Harumi backs away with the Mask of Hatred. It doesn't turn out to be anything really. And I noticed how Harumi's not really fighting. Maybe she's not that skilled of a fighter, I guess. Maybe in a situation like this, she's cowardly. I don't know, but I think she probably could have given the mask to Ultraviolet, because Ultraviolet did get clobbered. This was a great fight because of the way where it wasn't just Sons of Garmadon against Ninja, it was Sons of Garmadon and Ninja against the crab. But however, Harumi does pull out the cult from the fight, and the ninja do not notice. But however, the ninja do manage to temporarily defeat the crab. So in this last part of the episode, Lloyd does go after the Destiny's Bounty to confront Harumi. This is, again, something that's pretty stupid, but he spin jutsus off of an ice ramp in the crab, I guess. Air jutsu would be much more useful, but as we do know, air jutsu is not being used in this season due to the fact that it and the dragons kind of make the ninja a little overpowered. Anyway, Lloyd does get captured in the scene. We can see Killa holding Lloyd, and the ninja are pretty much stranded when the crab comes out again. So another thing I'm going to talk about is how Pixel was pretty much ignored in this episode. We don't really know what happens to Pixel, other than she was left in the jungle and no one bothered to get her. I think that how the ninja will get off get out of the jungle, I keep thinking it's an island, but how they will get out of the jungle is Samurai X will come and she'll defeat the crab, and then somehow, I'm not too sure about how we'll get back to Ninjago City, but time will tell. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, and share with anyone and everyone you know, and I will see you next time.